As a man, it's essential to have a healthy amount of self-respect and self-worth before getting romantically involved with women. And for black men in particular, it's equally as important not to pedestalize and build up a superior image of a woman because of her race, or else you can wind up in cautionary tales such as this one. Some of you may have heard about that story out of Miami last year, where this man, Christian Obumseli, was stabbed by his ONLYFANS model girlfriend Courtney, Clenney, during an argument, one of their many domestic disputes, and he ultimately succumbed to his wounds. It was a tragic culmination to a very volatile relationship, one that should have ended long before, but this brother's mindset wouldn't allow him to leave the relationship. I mean, let's be real, this is a situation where this black man more or less worshipped this white woman. And, he had felt like he'd hit the jackpot. Some brothers be like, ever since I was a poor little black boy in the ghetto, bruh, I dreamed of this opportunity my whole life. And now the snow bunny is coming to my life, bruh. She's blessed me. I'm not going to do anything to screw this up, you feel me? And if you have that kind of mentality, you're going to put up with any treatment because you feel like you're lucky she chose you. Now, I've dated white women, but I didn't read into it any deeper than what it was. I just looked at it as I was dating a woman that happened to be white. I didn't have this mindset that me dating a white woman meant I've now arrived. I'm somebody now. They're human like everyone else. And because I had that common sense thinking, when red flags came up, I didn't ignore them. And I had no problem walking away from the relationship when I felt significant boundaries had been crossed. If I had this guy's mentality, I wouldn't have even seen the red flags. And that's what happened here. I mean, the red flags were hitting this guy upside the head, quite literally. He had placed this white woman so high up on a pedestal that he was willing to put up with any treatment that came his way. The verbal and physical abuse was a small price to pay for the privilege of being with this pretty white woman. He didn't see red flags, he only saw white flags. And in war, white flag means you surrender. And he did surrender his dignity and self-respect in order to stay in the relationship. Now, in terms of red flags, it doesn't get any more blatant than outright physical abuse, which you can see if you look at that elevator video. And to me, the most disturbing aspect of that altercation was how casually he dealt with her attack. Like it was just a routine thing, which of course it was. Because, when she started taking off on him, he didn't turn around shocked like, bitch, what the hell are you doing? He was just holding her back like, yeah, you caught us on a Monday. You should see what she's like on the weekend. His old tweets bashing black women definitely gave some insight into his mindset and how he built up this fantasy image of white women in his head. Life is obviously definitely not without a sense of irony here. He was trashing black women only to be ultimately killed by a white woman. And in light of his Twitter comments, I don't think it's really appropriate for his family to try to appeal to the black community at large to rally around this. For his immediate family and friends, yes, they should be seeking justice, but I just don't think it's appropriate otherwise. So men, one of the many lessons here is maintain your dignity and self-respect. Don't let your lower head do your thinking for you. And don't worship a woman to the point where you just accept her abuse as the normal routine of your relationship.